Cape Ann ladies basketball game featuring the pioneers of Lynnfield and your Wilmington Wildcats. On behalf of the students, staff, and administration of Wilmington, we welcome you and wish to remind you of the MIAA and Cape Ann League rules on sportsmanship. The taunting rule includes any action or comments by coaches, players, or spectators which are intended to bait, anger, embarrass, ridicule, or demean others. We at Wilmington thank you in advance for your cooperation and encourage you to be courteous to your opponents and supportive of your team. And we certainly hope you enjoy this evening's contest. Introducing the starting lineup for the Lady Pioneers. At one guard, junior tri-captain number 15, Suzanne Conlon. At the other guard, a junior tri-captain number 21, Lee Hummer. At center, a sophomore number 24, Sarah Haskell. At one forward, a freshman, number 13, Kim Cochrane. And at the other forward, a senior tri-captain, number 31, Liz Bayou. Assistant coach, Sean Corkum, head coach, Sue Green. Introducing the Lady Wildcats for the first time at home in 1997, ladies and gentlemen. The non-starters, a junior, number 3, Lauren Groves. A freshman, number 4, Colleen Cato. Sophomore, number 10, Katie Holloway. A junior, number 13, Jackie Eldridge. A junior, number 14, Leah Staffier. A junior, number 15, Megan Sullivan. A junior, number 20, Renee Spano. Senior tri-captain, number 21, Melissa Mather. And tonight's starting lineup for the Lady Wildcats. At a guard, a senior tri-captain, number 11, Karen MacArthur. And at the other guard, a sophomore, number 12, Lindsay Bruno. And at one forward, a junior, number 24, Emily King. And at the other forward, a senior tri-captain, number 22, Kristen Flynn. And at center, a sophomore, number 25, Meredith Cipriani. Assistant coach, Mike Lukowski. Head coach, Beth Kappas. This time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like you to rise and join the Marine Corps National Band as they honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Wildcat Basketball on WCTV. I'm Chris Cassidy, along with Tom Walsh on camera. I'm filling in for Tom Walsh, who unfortunately has a sore throat, and I'll be doing the play-by-play just for this game. And once the season gets started, Tom Walsh will be the voice of Wildcat girls basketball. Tonight, the Wildcats are taking on the Lynnfield Pioneers in their home opener, and it should be an exciting game. The Wildcats are 1-1. Lynnfield is 2-0. Lynnfield came off of 2 victories Their season opener was against Ipswich, which they won 31-29, and they beat Rockport in their most recent game 55-34. The Wildcats won their season opener against Matignon and lost on Wednesday night 44-32 against Newburyport. All right, so we're underway. Wildcats and Pioneers in this Cape Ann League regular season girls basketball game. And Lynnfield with the steal there. The shot is missed by, looked like 21, Lee Hummer. And here's Lynnfield. It'll be a foul against Wilmington. 15 minutes, 41 seconds left, first half, just underway. There's a foul. Foul is on the Wildcats, number, looks like number 12, it's Lindsay Bruno. All right, so Wildcats with the ball. Bruno brings it up. And the shot there is no good. Jump ball between Lynnfield and Wilmington, both players fighting for it, and it will result in Lynnfield ball. The possession arrow pointing in their direction because they are the visitors, but in virtue of that jump ball. So Lynnfield and Wildcats going to the full court press. They get it across the court. Hummer with the ball right now. She's a junior tri-captain on the team. Hummer passes it off to Cochran around the three-point line, gives it back to Hummer. Hummer has 10 seconds on the shot clock, passes off to Cochran. With 7 seconds left on the shot clock, they're going to have to do something. Cochran for three, and the shot's no good. And Wildcats get the rebound. There's a pass, and the shot there is no good. Rebounded by Lynnfield. It was Kim Cochran with the rebound for Lynnfield. Still scoreless, 14:40 left first half. Wilmington and Lynnfield. And Hummer with it. And the pass almost broken up by Emily King for the Wildcats. She knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Lynnfield ball. And first substitution of the game for Lynnfield as Cochran comes out. And number 10, Danielle DiLorenzo, checks in. All right, Lynnfield ball underneath the basket. They inbounded over to Conlon. And pass was intended for a Lynnfield player, but the Wildcats got a piece of it, and it's all tied up, so it'll be a jump ball, and the Wildcats will have it underneath their own basket, and they'll have to get it across the court to Lynnfield's basket. And score is 0-0 with 14 and a half minutes left. Lynnfield going to the full court press. Wildcats will get it across half court. Pass there. Nice play. That shot's no good, though. Lynnfield with the rebound. Haskell with it. And the shot there is no good. Rebounded by Haskell, who puts it up, and a foul called against, it looks like it's going to be called against Meredith Cipriani with 14:03 left. And Jen Conley will go to the line to shoot two.
25, Cipriani, first, team's second. Haskell, the line shooting two.
First shot by Conley is good, and that breaks the scoreless tie as it's 1-0 Lynnfield. Second shot by Conley falls. 2-0 Pioneers on top. 14 minutes left in the first half. And a foul called against Lynnfield. It'll be against Suzanne Conlon as the Wildcats are trying to get it across the court.
Lynnfield, foul number 31, Buelu, her first, team's first.
And the foul is on Liz Bailu, one of the tri-captains. All right, shot there by MacArthur's no good. Rebounded by Lynnfield. Pioneers work the ball up. 13:50 left. It's 2-0 Lynnfield on top. Wildcats hoping to battle back. They're only down by 2. Opening minutes of the first half. Shot there by number 24, Sarah Haskell's good. Lynnfield takes a 4-0 lead. As Wildcats get it across, but it's stolen, or Actually, the pass was picked off by a Lynnfield player, and Lee Hummer brings it up, passes it off, and it's stolen by Wilmington, number 25, Meredith Cipriani. And Lindsay Bruno brings it up for the Wildcats. And Lynnfield with the steal. Conlon. Less than 13 minutes to go. Conlon being covered by Bruno. Gets a pass off. And it's Hummer to Haskell to DiLorenzo. Passes it right to Karen MacArthur for the Wildcats. So another turnover for Lynnfield. So a nice pass from Bruno to MacArthur. And it's Bruno with it for three. And no good. Rebounded by Lynnfield. 12:52 remaining. It's 4-0 Lynnfield on top. Opening minutes first half. Here at Wilmington High School, the Wildcats taking on the Lynnfield Pioneers. And this is the third game of the season. And traveling called against Lynnfield. It'll be Wilmington ball. And substitutions for the Wildcats. Leah Staffier and Colleen Cahill checking in for the Wildcats. Cahill inbounds to Staffier, who will bring it across the court for the Wildcats. Staffier with it. Goes up, puts it up, and it's a foul called against Lynn. Foul is called, and it is going to be against Lynnfield. So Staffier will go to the line to shoot two. A shooting foul for the Wildcats, and it's on.
Foul number 30, Gardner, her first, team's second.
It's on Allie Donovan.
Staffier, the line, shooting two.
Staffier's first shot is no good. Second shot by Staffier falls. It's 4-1. Wildcats get on the board with 12:05 remaining first half. Lynnfield trying to get the ball across, being covered by three Wildcats. Finally gets a pass off to DiLorenzo, being covered by three Wilmington Wildcats, and it results in a steal by Cipriani. It's a pass there to MacArthur to Cahill, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by MacArthur. That shot's no good. Cipriani, Staffier, and it's blocked. Lynnfield with it on the break. And MacArthur's going to... It's a shot there. It was rebounded by Kristen Flynn, number 22.
Lynnfield foul number 24, Haskell. Her first, team's third.
All right, so foul called against Lynnfield. That was Sarah Haskell. And it'll be Wilmington ball. Leah Staffier brings it up for Wilmington. Passes it off to Cipriani to MacArthur. The long pass goes out of bounds. And a timeout called with 11 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the first half. The timeout was called by the Wildcats. And the score so far, 4-1 in favor of Lynnfield. They have a 3-point lead. And earlier today, the Wildcat JV team played Lynnfield. It resulted in a 50-32 Wilmington win, an 18-point Wildcat victory. So the JV team with a win over the Pioneers today, 50-32. That game was played out immediately before this game, before the varsity game. So the JV team pulls off the victory. As we mentioned before, the Wildcats girls team won their season opener against Matignon, and they lost on Wednesday night to Newburyport, 44-32. Newburyport does have a tough girls basketball team, but the Wildcats, unfortunately, coming up short. Their record right now, 1-1. Lynnfield 2-0 with their victories over Ipswich and Rockport. The Ipswich victory was a 2-point victory, while the Rockport victory was by about 20 points or so. Actually, it was by 21 points, 55-34. And
Lynnfield calls timeout.
now Lynnfield calls a timeout, probably some either some miscommunication or some confusion as to what the play was going to be for Lynnfield. So right after Wilmington calls a timeout, Lynnfield called a timeout. And so we're awaiting the the game to get back underway. The boys team made their season opener debut Wednesday night. They played Newburyport and they won 46-43, pulling off a 3-point victory and winning their season opener in a game that neither team really dominated. And Wildcats came back at the last couple minutes. Sean Quigley had 3 3-pointers in that game. Jeff Arciero actually sealed the game for the Wildcats. He was at the free throw line and put the game away for the Wildcats. And the boys team playing Lynnfield in Lynnfield right now as the girls are taking on Lynnfield at home. And here is the game, and the shot there by Lynnfield, no good. Pass off to Cochran. 11:05 remaining, 4-1. Lynnfield on top by 3. It's a bounce pass. And traveling called against Lynnfield. That's their second traveling violation this game as Megan Sullivan checks into the game. She replaces Colleen Cahill. Cahill, by the way, is the only freshman on the team. So that obviously means that she must be an exceptional player for any freshman to be on a varsity team. She saw varsity minutes really in the first 5 minutes of the game. So Colleen Cahill she just checked out of the game, and Megan Sullivan is in. And here's Lynnfield bringing the ball up. Kim Cochran passes it to Lee Hummer to Haskell, and shot there's no good. Hummer again steps out of bounds, so it'll be Wilmington ball. 10:30 left now, first half. 4-1 the score remains. Lynnfield on top by 3. And all 5 Wildcat players, or all 4 anyway, are on the front court as Sullivan inbounds the ball to Staffier. And that pass blocked. Lynnfield unable to get the ball as it went out of bounds. And the Wildcats will inbound it. Sullivan will inbound it again for Wilmington. 10:20 left. Sullivan looking for someone to pass to. Long pass underneath to Kristen Flynn. Shot is no good. Gets her own rebound. Puts it back up and in. 4-3. The first field goal by the Wildcats this game. Wilmington down only by 1 now. It was a Lynnfield 4-point lead at one point. Now they're only down by 1. Wilmington is. See what they can do. See what Wilmington can do here. There's a shot there by Lynnfield. No good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. As rebounded by Cipriani. As Staffier brings it across with 10 minutes left to go in the first half. Staffier around the 3-point line. Dribbling. Passes it to Flynn, who had 12 points in that season opener game against Magnon, the first victory of the season. And Sullivan with it. Shot by MacArthur was no good. Actually, the shot was by Katie Holloway. Lynnfield's shot there, no good. Less than 9.5 minutes to go. Here comes Lynnfield. Shot put up, and it falls. 5-3. Lynnfield takes a 2-point, actually 6-3. Lynnfield takes a 3-point lead. Sullivan being covered by Hummer, gets a pass across to Staffier. That pass there is blocked, but Cipriani gets it. Passes it to Sullivan. Shot there is up, and it's good. Katie Holloway with 2 points for the Wildcats makes it 6-5. Lead cut back down to 1 point as that pass goes out of bounds. Should be Wilmington ball, and it is. Referee's point in the Wildcats' direction. Substitutions for Wilmington now. Cipriani checks out, and Staffier also checked out of the game. Karen MacArthur checked in. And I'm not sure who else checked in. But on the court for the Wildcats, Megan Sullivan, Karen MacArthur, Kristen Flynn, Lindsay Bruno, and Katie Holloway. Foul called against Lynnfield with 8:45 to go. Foul looks like it's going to be on Allie Donovan, number 30.
Lynnfield foul number 30, Gardner. Her second, team's 4.
Number 40. So the foul's on Lindsay Gardner of the Pioneers. That pass there intercepted by Lynnfield. Here come the Pioneers with a 1-point lead, 6-5. Conley bounce pass somehow got to DiLorenzo, and it's stolen by Megan Sullivan. Here come the Wildcats. Bruno. And foul called against Conley for Lynnfield. 8 minutes, 20 seconds to go, 6-5.
Foul number 14, Conley, her first, team's fifth.
Wildcats get it underneath, pass to MacArthur, and Bruno with it. Lindsey Bruno, traveling called against the Wildcats. Full court press by the Wildcats, and Holloway had a piece of that pass, almost picked it off. And one substitution for the Wildcats. Lindsey Bruno checks out of the game. Number 3, that's Lauren Groves, who checks into the game. 8:06 remaining. And it's 6-5. Wildcats down by 1. So it is Wildcat ball. There's a pass there intended for Flynn, but it was picked off by Lynnfield. And that pass a little too high, goes out of bounds. Be Wilmington ball. With just under 8 minutes to go now. 6-5. Lynnfield on top by 1. Sullivan inbounds it to Flynn. And traveling called against Wilmington again. Both teams have been called for Lynnfield. Both teams have been called for traveling twice. Lynnfield brings the ball across, passes it off. Conlon with it, puts it up, and no good. Rebounded by Sullivan, and the foul will be against Conley. And I believe that's her second personal foul.
Lynnfield foul number 14, Conley, her second, team's 6th.
So Lynnfield quickly picking up 6 fouls in the first 8 minutes or so of the game. 7:44 remaining first half. There's a long pass. Flynn gets it to Sullivan, but Groves picks it up. Lauren Groves with the ball, passes it to Holloway. Holloway to Groves, to Flynn, and double dribble called. Score still 6-5. Lynnfield on top by 1 point. Just under 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Full court press by the Wildcats. Karen MacArthur, the only player on the far side of the court for the Wildcats, and Wildcats get the turnover there. Groves brings it up, passes it off to Lynnfield with the rebound. The shot was missed by Wilmington as we approach the 7-minute mark. Shot there is no good. That was for 2 points. Foot was on the line, on the 3-point line. That pass there stolen by Lynnfield. Ball going back and forth, both teams. And it's stolen there by Lauren Groves for the Wildcats. See if they can take advantage. Ball goes out of bounds, and a Lynnfield player tried to dive for it, but it is going to be Wilmington ball. 6 minutes, 32 seconds remaining in the first half. 6-5. Lynnfield on top by 1 point. A low-scoring game so far. Kristen Flynn with it for Wilmington. To Sullivan. Passes it off to Groves. And that pass almost stolen. Knocked out of bounds, so it'll be Wilmington ball. And Kristen Flynn checks out of the game. She's replaced by Colleen Cahill. and Lindsey Bruno checks in, replacing Lauren Groves. So 6:17 remaining, first half. Sullivan inbounds it, or will inbound it. Over Bruno's head, she runs for a nice attempt by Lindsey Bruno to get that ball. I think she's going to be called for the foul, but still a good effort to. She literally tried to jump over a Lynnfield player's head in order to get that ball. Maybe it won't be a foul. No, I don't think it is going to be a foul. It is Lynnfield ball, though, as it was knocked out by a Wilmington player. And Cahill called for the foul on Lee Hummer. So Lynnfield gets it on the side.
Cahill, her first, team's third.
Hummer inbounds it to Liz Bulow, who passes it to Lee Hummer with exactly 6 minutes remaining in the game. 6-5 score, still notched with Lynnfield on top by 1 point. Bulow, and the ball goes out of bounds. Wilmington ball. Actually going to be Lynnfield ball. I thought the refs were pointing in Wilmington's direction. It's going to be Lynnfield basketball underneath. So pass to intended for Bulow, almost went out of bounds, saved by Cochran. Here's Hummer, passes it to Bulow, shot's no good, being tipped around, and Lynnfield gets it, passes it out to number 15, Suzanne Conlon, who misses a shot, and Katie Holloway fought for the ball and got it for Wilmington. So Wilmington with the ball. Bruno will bring it up for the Wildcats. Just under 5.5 minutes now remaining. Shot there is no good. Sullivan to Bruno. Sullivan with it, puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Lynnfield. Conlon passes it to Hummer. We approach the 5-minute mark. Score is still 6-5. Bruno with the steal. Lindsey Bruno puts it up and in. So that breaks the tie, and it gives the Wilmington Wildcats a lead for the first time this game, as Lynnfield had the lead by as much as 4 points, and the Wildcats have now battled back, and the score is now 7-6 in favor of Wilmington. And a foul called, as we have some substitutions for Lynnfield. As the foul is going to be against, looks like it's going to be against Lynnfield.
Her first, team 7th. Lynnfield's over the limit. Holloway in the line, shooting 1-on-1.
So Lynnfield picks up their 7th team foul, which means Wilmington will be shooting the 1-on-1. First shot by Holloway is good. 8-6, Wilmington with a 2-point lead. Second shot by Holloway is no good, and foul called against Wilmington. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Wildcats with a 2-point lead, 8-6, as a foul is going to be called against Colleen Cahill, her second personal foul, and Wilmington's 4th team foul. Lynnfield brings it up. Hummer with it.
Her second, team's 4th.
The pass to DiLorenzo is no good. And a foul called there against Megan Sullivan. And a substitution for the Wildcats. Emily King checks into the game. She replaces Colleen Cahill, and another sub for the Wildcats.
Her first, team's 5th.
Cipriani checks into the game. She replaces Karen MacArthur. A shot there blocked by Cipriani, and the ball goes out of bounds. Refs give it to Lynnfield. And Lindsey Bruno literally took the ball out of the hands of number 33, Aja Hashan. And a foul called against Lynnfield, so the Wildcats will again be shooting the 1-on-1. As it's against Suzanne Conlon.
Her second, team's 8.
Against
Bruno, the line shooting 1-on-1.
Sarah Haskell, her second personal foul. And the team's 8th team foul. Lindsey Bruno shooting the 1-on-1 with 4 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the first half. Wildcats on top by 2, 8-6. The shot's no good. Cipriani puts it up and in. And that makes it 10-6 in favor of Wilmington. They've taken a 4-point lead. Shot there, no good by Lynnfield. Rebounded by Emily King, who gives it to Bruno. 3:45 remaining first half. 10-6, Wilmington on top by 4. Bruno, and it's almost stolen, but it's knocked out of bounds by Lynnfield instead. Emily King will inbound it on the side to Megan Sullivan. Sullivan to Cipriani underneath. Nice play from Sullivan, actually from King to Sullivan to Cipriani, who put it up and in, makes it 12-6. And Wildcats have come out to a 6-point lead with less than 3.5 minutes in the first half. Hummer with it. And foul called against Emily King.
Wildcat foul number 24, King, her first, team's 6th.
Aja Hashan inbounds it to Hummer for Lynnfield. And it's almost stolen. It is stolen by Wilmington. That was Katie Holloway with the steal for the Wildcats. Bruno brings it across the court, passes it off to King. King puts it up and in. Nothing but net for Emily King, who makes the score 14-6. And the Wildcats have an 8-point lead, the largest lead it's ever been in this game so far. As Lynnfield keeps the ball in bounds, but Cipriani picks up the loose ball, gives it to Bruno. Here comes Lindsey Bruno, and a foul called against Lynnfield. 2 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. First half, Wildcats have come out to an 8-point lead now, 14-6. That's a foul there. Is going to be against Sarah Haskell. So Bruno shooting 2. Actually shooting the 1-on-1. And she missed the first shot, and Lynnfield got the rebound. It's a pass to Hashan, puts it up, and it's no good. Cipriani with the rebound. Coming up on 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Bruno with it, tried to pass it and is called for traveling. So Wilmington going to some full court press. They have 3 players, now 2 players. And Lynnfield gets the ball across and traveling called against Lynnfield. So Wilmington gets the ball back with 2:20 remaining in the first half. Score is 14-6. Wildcats on top by 8 points. Hashan replaced by number 15, Suzanne Conlon for the Pioneers. There's a high pass to Bruno. Lindsey Bruno with the ball, looking for someone to pass to, finds Megan Sullivan. Sullivan gives it back to Bruno. Bruno, the high pass to Cipriani underneath, puts it up, no good, rebounded by Lynnfield. 2 minutes left in the first half. Here comes Lee Hummer with a basket and the foul. Makes it 14-8, lead cut to 6, but still a 6-point lead. A pretty high lead for Wildcats at this point.
Wildcat foul number 10, Holloway, her first, team's 7. Hummer, the line shooting 1.
Hummer shot no good. Rebounded by the Pioneers. That shot's blocked. blocked by Cipriani, and Wilmington with it. Bruno got fouled. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the half. Wildcats on top by 6 points, 14-8. As Kara MacArthur checks into the game, she replaces Emily King.
Lynnfield is over the limit. Bruno on the line, shooting 2.
So Lynnfield picks up their 10th team foul, as it was on Danielle DiLorenzo. Bruno shooting 2. First shot's no good. Second shot, no good. Rebounded by Lynnfield. DiLorenzo brings it up for Lynnfield, passes it to Conlon. Conlon, the pass to DiLorenzo, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Meredith Cipriani, as Bruno brings it across for the Wildcats. Passes it to MacArthur. To Bruno. Bruno puts it up, and good. 16-8. And Wildcats back up to their 8-point lead with 1:15 remaining in the first half. Here comes Lynnfield. A 2-point shot is no good by DiLorenzo, by Conlon actually. Shot there is no good. Put back up, no good. Loose ball, Wildcats fighting for it. Bruno picks it up. Less than a minute to go. First half, Wildcats on top by 8 points, 16-8. Bruno to Holloway. Holloway to MacArthur, MacArthur puts it up and in. 18-8, a 10-point Wildcat lead, the largest it's been all game. 37 seconds remaining in the half. Lynnfield driving to the basket. Shot is up and good by number 21, Lee Hummer. 30 seconds remaining. 18-10. Wilmington on top, and Conlon knocks it out of bounds, so it'll be Wilmington ball. 28.2 seconds remaining in the first half. 18-10. Wilmington on top by 8 points. Sullivan inbounds it for the Cats. Finds Bruno. 23 seconds left. So we're counting down to halftime. About 15 seconds left. Bruno. Wildcats will get one final shot. Shot is up, no good. And Lynnfield with the ball. All right, 6 seconds remaining. Here come the Pioneers with 3 seconds left. Shot is up, no good, and that is the end of the first half.
The end of the half. Wildcats 18, Lynnfield 10.
Well, it started off as a low-scoring game. The score seemed to be etched at 6-5 for a couple minutes midway through the first half. Wildcats came out, and then they started scoring. Score right now 18-10, with Wilmington on top by 8 points. And one of the things that may have hurt Wilmington this season is the fact that 3 of their really strong players are injured. Jackie Aldridge, Renee Spano, and Melissa Mather, who was a tri-captain and a senior on this team. So they're injured, and I'm not sure if their injuries will force them to miss the entire season or not. But those are 3 very important players for the Wildcats. But the Wildcats seem to be doing pretty well, despite the fact that 3 of their teammates are injured. But the score right now indicates Wilmington on top, 18-10. We'll see if they can hold on as we begin second half play in just a few minutes. It's halftime here at Wilmington High School. Wildcats lead this game 18-10. We'll be back with second half in just a second. Welcome back to Wildcat Basketball on WCTV. I'm Chris Cassidy, filling in for Tom Walsh, who will be back for the next Wildcat girls home game and for the remainder of the girls basketball season. He'll be doing all the play-by-play for the Wildcat girls basketball home games. Right now, 18-10 is the score, and the Wildcats are on top by 8 points. We are set to begin the second half, but first the stats from halftime. In the first half, leading scorers so far, Lindsay Bruno and Meredith Cipriani both have 4 points. Katie Holloway has 3 points for Wilmington. Kara MacArthur, Kristen Flynn, and Emily King have 2 points. Leah Staffier has 1 point for the Wildcats. Lynnfield scores. Lee Hummer has 6 points, and Sarah Haskell has 4 points. And it looks as though Lee Hummer has had the most points for Lynnfield so far this season. She had 11 points in the Rockport game, 9 points against the Ipswich game, and 6 points so far in this game. Suzanne Conlon, by the way, had 11 points in the Rockport game, 12 in Ipswich, but so far in this game has not scored yet. So Wildcats appear to be shutting her down if she is in fact a scoring threat for Lynnfield. So right now 18-10 is the score. 14 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the game. 12-10. 18-10 is the score, actually. Wildcats on top by 8 points. Shot there by Hummer is no good. Rebounded by Lynnfield. It will be Lynnfield ball, as they say. A Wildcat player touched it last because we have a substitution for Wilmington. Looks like Kristen Flynn is checking into the game, replacing Megan Sullivan. Lynnfield with it, and it's blocked. Blocked by both Cipriani and Flynn. And Bruno brings it up for Wilmington. Bruno finds MacArthur to Emily King, dives for it, gives it to MacArthur. To Bruno. Bruno for 3, no good. Actually, I think the refs were going to call it 2. But MacArthur's shot there's no good. And here comes Lynnfield, number 21. Hummer puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Karen MacArthur, who gives it to Bruno, who brings it up. And a foul called against Bruno. No, timeout called against Wilmington. They pointed right to Lindsay Bruno. So it's a timeout called by Wilmington with 13 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the second half. 18-10, Wildcats on top by 8 points. Looking at the Lynnfield roster, there's only one senior on the Lynnfield team. That's Liz Bulow, who's one of the tri-captains. But for the most part, this Lynnfield team is really a young team. There are 7 juniors. Like I said, only 1 senior, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. So next year would seem to be the year for Lynnfield. With 7 juniors on the team, next year they'll have 7 returning players. And so they could be a serious threat in the Cape Ann League. If not this year, they will be next year. Wildcats, of course, have some really great players as well. Karen MacArthur, Kristen Flynn are seniors. And actually a lot of juniors as well. Looking at the roster, Emily King and actually Leah Staffier, Lauren Groves, and Lindsay Bruno, who's a sophomore. And of course, Melissa Mather, senior, and Jackie Eldridge and Renee Spano, juniors. All 3 of them are sitting out, unfortunately, with injuries that are sidelining them probably for most of the Wildcat season. Here's Lindsay Bruno, puts it up underneath the basket and in. 13 minutes, 35 seconds left as Wildcats score first in the second half, 20-10. And that's stolen and almost kept in bounds by Bruno, but she stepped on the line. 13 minutes and 27 seconds left in the game. Wildcats with a 10-point lead. As the first half, they came out and actually Lynnfield took the lead in the first couple minutes. Wildcats battled back from what was at one point a 6-point deficit. Battled back, took the lead. Actually, at one point it was a 4-point deficit. I don't think it was ever as high as 6 points, but Wildcats battled back and now have a 10-point lead, 20-10 in the second half. There's a long, long pass to Lindsay Bruno, kept in, and here's Danielle DiLorenzo with it, and foul called. 13 minutes, 18 seconds left, 20-10 the score. Wildcats on top by 10 points.
Lynnfield foul number 10, DiLorenzo, her second, team's first.
Full court pressure by Lynnfield. Lindsay Bruno brings it up for Wilmington. Passes it to Flynn. Flynn puts it up off the glass, no good. Knocked out of bounds. Lynnfield ball. Lynnfield brings it up, passes it off. Shot is up, no good. Goes out of bounds, and they give it to Lynnfield. So it'll be Lynnfield ball underneath. Score 20-10, and Wilmington on top by 10 points. Inbounds pass to Hashan, who gives it to De Lorenzo. To Hashan, and almost stolen by a Wilmington player. Shots put up, no good, rebounded by Cipriani for the Wildcats. So Cipriani's actually come down with a lot of big rebounds for the Wildcats so far in this game, and probably throughout the season as well. Bruno, the pass intended for Flynn, but it was stolen by Hashan. It's a bounce pass to De Lorenzo, who misses a shot, put back up by Bulow, who misses it. And Wildcats get the ball back. Here's Bruno bringing it up. Coming up on 12 minutes remaining in the second half. Bruno drives to the basket, puts it up off the glass, no good. Goes out of bounds. And it's going to be Wilmington it's going to be Lynnfield ball as Wilmington has a substitution. Katie Holloway checks in for Lindsey Bruno. So Lynnfield brings it up. And a foul called against Wilmington, and I think that's the second team foul for the Wildcats. And it's going to be
Wildcat foul number 25, Cipriani, your second, team's second.
It's on Meredith Cipriani, and it's her second personal foul. Lynnfield with a rebound. Liz Bulow puts it up and in for Lynnfield, and finally the Pioneers get on the scoreboard in the second half, 20-12. It's an eight-point Wilmington lead. Kristen Flynn with it, passes it to Holloway. Ball being tipped and stolen by De Lorenzo. She's all alone. Misses a shot, gets her own rebound, and is blocked. A foul called against Holloway by, on Karen MacArthur. But De Lorenzo with the breakaway and was not able to make the layup, but she will go to the line to shoot two. First shot by De Lorenzo, no good. Score remains 20-12. De Lorenzo, second shot, no good. So, and loose ball, Lynnfield picks it up. Pass underneath, and it's good. 20-14, with 10-point lead, and that pass goes out of bounds, and they give it to Lynnfield. And the Lynnfield bench pumped up about what has happened in the last couple of minutes. A 10-point lead has been cut to 6 with 11 minutes and 4 seconds. A timeout is called. Wildcats on top, 20-14. As Wilmington came out, had the lead 18-10 at halftime. And in the last couple minutes, Lynnfield, who hadn't really scored that much in the first couple minutes of the second half, all of a sudden has scored 4 points and has cut the lead. A 10-point lead at 1 point is now 6 points. So it'll be Lynnfield ball now after the timeout is concluded, as Lynnfield finishes their huddle and they're ready to take the court. But the Wildcats need to prevent any type of Lynnfield comeback, as both teams now come out onto the court. "11 minutes and 4 seconds, still plenty of time for Lynnfield to come back or for Wilmington to extend their lead. Anything could happen in this second half game, in this third game of the season and Cape Ann League regular season match. And foul called against Holloway. That's her third personal foul.
Holloway, her second, team's fourth.
And Wilmington's fourth team foul. So Lynnfield gets the ball on the side. Here come the Pioneers. It's a pass to Hummer. And now number 24, Haskell. And a foul called against Wilmington again. With 10:44 left now.
Wildcat foul number 14, Staffia, her first, team's fifth.
A foul called against Leah Staffia. That's her first personal foul. And it's going to be a shooting foul as Lee Hummer goes to the line to shoot 2 shots. She's a tri-captain on this Pioneer team. First shot by Hummer is no good. She actually was the leading scorer at halftime for Lynnfield. She had 6 points, 6 of the Pioneers' 10 points at halftime. Second free throw is good. 20-15. Lead is now 5 for the Wildcats. Full court pressure by Lynnfield. Staffier brings it across for Wilmington. Finds Holloway. Katie Holloway to Kristen Flynn. Jump shot's no good. Rebounded by Lynnfield. Here come the Pioneers. Number 10, DiLorenzo passes it to Hummer. Shot no good. Wildcats almost forced a jump ball. Hummer passes it off. And a double dribble called against Lynnfield. Wilmington ball as Lindsey Bruno set to check into the game. She replaces Katie Holloway. 10 minutes, 11 seconds left in the game. Wilmington leading it 20-15. Midway through the second half. As the ball goes out of bounds there, it will remain Wilmington's possession. Looks like Karen MacArthur's going to inbound it underneath. And Staffier brings it across the court. Staffier, the pass to Cipriani, and a foul called against the Wildcats.
Wildcat foul on number 25, Cipriani, her third.
So for Cipriani, that's her third personal foul. And it's also Wilmington's 6th team foul. Ball goes out of bounds. And referee indicating, well, actually, one referee pointed to Wilmington's direction. The other referee pointed to Lynnfield's direction. The head referee, or the one referee who had seniority over the other referee, overruled and said it was Lynnfield's ball. But actually, the referee pointed in Wilmington's direction, had the better, at least what I thought was the better angle to make the call. But in any event, Lynnfield ball with 9:46 actually remaining in the second half. 20-15, Wilmington on top by 5 points, and now Wilmington gets the ball underneath the basket that Lynnfield's shooting at, and Wildcats get the ball back. MacArthur inbounds it, and it's almost stolen, but knocked out of bounds by Lynnfield. And there's an inbounds pass to the staff here. Lead staff here. Pass to Lindsey Bruno. Back to staff here. Shot is up, and it's no good. 9:31 remaining in the game. 20-15, Cats on top by 5. Hummer with it. Pass there. Shot is up. Shot's no good. Rebounded. Put back up. Blocked by Cipriani. And Wildcats with it. Here comes Staffier. And backcourt violation called against the Wildcats. Substitution for Wilmington, Leah Stafford checks out. Number 24, Emily King checks in. Hummer passes it to DiLorenzo. Shot there is no good off the glass. And rebounded by MacArthur. And she gives it to Bruno, and Bruno will bring it up. Lindsay Bruno, the pass to Emily King. King stays with it, passes it to Bruno. Bruno looking for someone to pass to. Lynnfield has some pretty good defense against the Wildcats. And the shot there is no good. Lynnfield ball as it goes out of bounds. So 8 minutes actually, 8 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the game. 20-15, Wilmington still on top by 5 points. The score seems to be stuck at 20-15, just like it was stuck at 6-5 earlier in the first half. And finally, Lynnfield breaks that score, making it 20-17, and Wilmington lead now cut down to 3. Lindsay Bruno bringing the ball up and runs it into her own teammate, Emily King, and the ball goes out of bounds. And a timeout called by the Wildcats. 8 minutes, 18 seconds left to go. Wilmington leading at 20-17. It was at one point a 10-point Wilmington lead. That lead has now been cut down to 3 points, as the Wildcats actually were leading at 18-10 at halftime, an 8-point lead. And so far, as they've only gotten one field goal so far, one jump shot in the second half. So 20-17 the score, as Wildcats hoping to prevent a Lynnfield comeback. But so far, Lynnfield has scored 7 unanswered points. And they've, so far in this half, it's 7-2 scoring-wise in favor of Lynnfield. So Wildcats have to protect the lead, though. It's, you know, they can still win this game. Obviously, they're up by 3 points, but they just have to prevent Lynnfield. And in the last couple of minutes, Lynnfield has come out with some pretty strong defense. If Wilmington can find a way to penetrate through that defense, then they will have a good shot of holding on to their lead and scoring some more baskets and extending their lead. But they have to prevent Lynnfield from scoring right here. Lynnfield has the ball. 8:15 remaining in the game. Wildcats on top by 3 points. Lynnfield with the ball. Hummer with it. Passes it off to Pascal. And that is tipped up, out of bounds, saved, but falls right into the hands of Emily King, who gives it to Bruno. Less than 8 minutes to go in the game. Bruno will bring it up. Brings it across the court. Lindsay Bruno dribbling with it, looking for someone to pass to. Picks it back up, tries to pass it off, and MacArthur with it. MacArthur to Flynn. Flynn with the hook shot, no good, and it was only a couple seconds left on the shot clock at the time. Ball went out of bounds, so it's Wilmington ball with 7 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the game. King with the high pass to Cipriani, who puts it up, no good, off the rim. Rebounded by Lynnfield. Loose ball, Lynnfield stays with it. Here come the Pioneers, shots up and in. And the lead has been cut to 1, 20-19. Wildcats need to come back. Still up by 1 point, but they need to score some baskets now. 7:07 remaining in the game. Bruno to MacArthur. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Cipriani puts it up off the glass and in. So the Wildcats get 2 points after a long drought, makes it 22-19. Now lead is back up to 3 points. Shot there, blocked. Karen MacArthur with a big block.
Wildcat ball.
And Wilmington with the ball. So we had 2 substitutions, Kristen Flynn and Lindsey Bruno checking out. Colleen Cahill checked in. Also, Lauren Groves checked in. 6:40 remaining in the game. Wildcats hoping to hold on. And Lynnfield picks it up. Shot there is no good. Rebounded by Wilmington. Lauren Groves bring it up for the Wildcats. Pass goes out of bounds. It'll be Lynnfield ball with 6 minutes, 23 seconds remaining in the game. A 3-point Wilmington lead. Hummer will inbound it. And Conlon brings it up across the court, gives it to Hummer. Hummer's shot off the rim and no good. Cahill with the rebound and gives it to Groves, who will bring it up. Nope, passes it to MacArthur. MacArthur to Lauren Groves. Groves works it into Emily King's shot is no good. Cipriani puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Wilmington. They stay with it. Shots up and no good. Both teams fighting for it, and it's going to be a jump ball. And possession arrow pointing in Lynnfield's direction, so it's going to be Lynnfield Pioneer ball. Well, Wilmington's been getting the shots off. They just haven't been getting the bounces. The shots just haven't been falling. But Wilmington has been trying, and they've been putting in a pretty good effort. Just haven't gotten the shots to fall. But they still have the lead. That shot goes off the glass, off the rim, and in the hoop. 22-21. Wildcats on top by 1 point. 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Karen MacArthur brings it up. MacArthur brings it all the way to the basket. Shot's no good, being tipped around. Both teams fighting for it. Wilmington, Emily King puts it up and in. And a player down on the court for Wilmington. Looks like it's Karen MacArthur on the court, who seems to be injured. And she gets up. MacArthur is a big part of the team. Had 7 points in the season opener against Madyon, had 13 points in the game against Newburyport. And as of halftime, she scored 2 points in this game, so hopefully it's nothing serious, but MacArthur is a very important part of this team, with 3 players already injured for Wilmington, Spano, Eldridge, and Mather. Wilmington really does not need any more injuries, but hopefully Karen MacArthur will be okay, and we'll see if she may just sit out for this game, but we'll see if she'll be back. Hopefully we'll be back for the next game, which may even come back in this game. We don't know. All right, 4:45 left, and Lynnfield pulls within 1. 24-23 is the score. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Lynnfield almost steals it, but Staffier stays with it, passes to Emily King. King puts it up, and it's off the rim, rebounded by Hummer for Lynnfield. 4.5 minutes left. Hummer pass to Lynnfield, and the shot by Conley is no good. Bounce pass to Conlon, whose shot is no good off the rim, rebounded by Cahill. And Staffier will bring it up for Wilmington. Coming up on 4 minutes left in the game. 24-23. Staffier puts it up and in. And the foul is called. Leah Staffier gets 2 points plus called, and will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play, and makes the score 26-23 as Kristen Flynn comes into the game, replacing Meredith Cipriani, who's, I think, played all of the second half. And that's her, I believe that's Cipriani's first rest of the game. Staffier's shot, no good, but Nice shot by Staffy to get the ball in and maybe even psych the team up. And ball goes out of bounds there. Wilmington ball, 26-23 with under 4 minutes to go. Wildcats inbound it to Staffier. And a foul called. Foul is called against Lynnfield's Danielle DiLorenzo.
Lynnfield foul number 10, DiLorenzo.
That's her fourth personal foul. So one more and she's fouled out. It's a pass to Kristen Flynn, traveling called. Three minutes, 52 seconds left. Wildcats on top by 3 points. And it's a pass out to DiLorenzo, whose shot is up, no good, and it hit the top of the backboard, which is considered out of bounds, so it's Wilmington ball. It's a 3-point Lynnfield lead, and as far as I know, and I checked the stats at halftime, I don't think Lynnfield has hit a three-pointer so far in the season. So if it comes down, as Flynn tries to stay with it, Lynnfield gets it. If it comes down to the last couple of seconds and Lynnfield's behind by 3 points, Wildcats may have the advantage because I don't even know if Lynnfield has attempted a three-pointer as of yet, and I don't think they've hit a three-pointer so far this season. So that could play a factor later on in the game. But right now, 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. We're winding down the game. Wilmington leading at 26-23 as a foul is called. And it's Wilmington ball. .3:14 left. Staffier. Staffier to Sullivan. Foul called against Wilmington, saying an offensive foul was committed.
Wildcat foul number 15, Sullivan, her third, team's 7th.
So Wilmington picks up their 17th foul. Fouls on Sullivan, that's her third personal foul. 26-23 the score, Wilmington on top by 3 points with 3 minutes left in the game. Hummer with it. And a foul called against Wilmington as Liz Bulow was going up for the shot and was fouled.
Wildcat foul number 4, Cahill, her third, team's 8th.
So just under 3 minutes to go. 26-23 is the score. Wilmington's on top by 3 points, and Bulow going to the line to shoot 2 shots. And if she hits both, obviously Wilmington's lead is cut to 1 point. First shot by Bulow is good. And it's not going to count.
No basket.
Because it was a lane violation. One of the Lynnfield players apparently stepped over the line. So it's still 26-23. Second shot's up and good. 26-24. The Wildcat lead is 2. Staffier with it. To Flynn, and it's stolen by Hummer. Lee Hummer passes it off. And a shot there, no good. A foul called with 2.5 minutes left.
Lynnfield foul number 31, Bulow, her second, team's 5th.
Foul called against Lynnfield. Leah Staffier will bring it up. Just under 2.5 minutes to play. Here comes Staffier, goes all the way up to the basket. And the shot's no good. It's rebounded by MacArthur, who is now back in the game. So Karen MacArthur checks back in. And good thing the whatever injury, just not serious. So good that she's back in the game. Sullivan passes it off to Kristen Flynn. Flynn goes up for the shot. No good. And loose ball. Both teams fighting for it. And a Lynnfield player, foot is on the line, and there's got to be a technical foul called there. Obviously some bad sportsmanship by number 14 for Lynnfield, Jen Conley, who slammed the ball down and hit it again, but no technical foul was called. But and now absolutely should have been a technical foul called against Jen Conley with 2 minutes left in the game. Now Lynnfield with that breakaway and a foul called against Wilmington, but absolutely can't, you can't let a player just slam the ball down like that. It should have been a technical foul called against Lynnfield, but no foul called. Foul instead. Actually, I don't even know if there was a foul called in that last play, but a timeout. There was a foul on.
Bruno, her second, team's ninth.
Second foul on Lindsay Bruno. So the score is 26-24, and Wilmington's on top by 2 points with 2 minutes left in the game. And Lynnfield will be going to the line to be shooting 2 points, 2 shots rather, with an opportunity to tie up the game. And with exactly 2 minutes left on the clock, it's really anybody's ball game. Wilmington has had the lead by as much as 10 points, and I believe they've had the lead for the entire second half. They've led for most of the first half, most of the game. So only the first couple minutes of the game did Lynnfield have lead, and they only had lead by 4 points. So the Wildcats need to stop Lynnfield here, and they're going to, obviously Lynnfield's going to be trying to score and to take the lead. If Wilmington's defense can be strong enough and they can get the shots to fall on offense, Wilmington can very well win this game, and of course they're up by 2 points, so we'll see what happens. First shot by Di Lorenzo is off the glass and in, 26-25. Lynnfield within one, and Di Lorenzo can tie it up on this shot right here. Second shot off the glass and in. We're all tied up at 26. Under 2 minutes to play. Wildcats need to score. Sullivan gives it to Bruno. Bruno stays with it, and loose ball. Both teams fighting for it. Jump ball. It will be Wilmington basketball. 1:45 remaining now. Sullivan with the ball, inbounded underneath to Flynn. Flynn to Bruno. Bruno to Sullivan. Sullivan's shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Flynn. Flynn puts it up off the glass and in. The Wildcats regain the lead. 28-26 with a minute 30 seconds left. 90 seconds left in the game. That pass almost goes out of bounds. Lynnfield stays with it, and it's stolen by Bruno. Dives on the ball, and it's going to hold. Whistle called, whistle blown rather, and
Lynnfield ball.
Apparently a jump ball, so it's going to be Lynnfield ball. A minute 17 left, 28-26. Wilmington on top by 2 points. Shot there is no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Sullivan to Bruno. And 1 minute 7 seconds remaining in the game. 28-26. Bruno gets it across to Sullivan. 60 seconds left. Bruno with it around the three-point line. Passes it to Flynn, who stays with it. 12 seconds left in the shot clock. Pass to Bruno. Bruno for three. No good. And jump ball. It'll be Wilmington ball with 49.2 seconds left. And a differential of 19.2 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. So the Wildcats can waste as much time as they need, but it would still leave Lynnfield with a good 20 seconds left. So that Sullivan inbounds it to MacArthur, to Bruno. So Wildcats need a rebound on this next shot. 40 seconds left. Bruno with the ball, dribbling around with it. And Lynnfield trying to follow Bruno, but she's running around. 15 seconds left in the shot clock. Shot put up and in. Big 2 points there by the Wildcats. Makes it 30-26 with a 4-point lead with 22 seconds left. Wildcats with a 4-point lead. And a foul call against Wilmington, against Bruno. 18.3 seconds left.
Wildcat foul number 12. Bruno with third, team's 10th.
So Bruno picks up her third personal foul. Hummer shooting 2. We'll see what happens. As the Wildcats were up by 4 points. Hummer's first shot is good. 30-27. We'll see what Hummer decides to do. She could either try to get the shot in or try to intentionally miss it. My guess would be that she'd try to get it in. If she intentionally misses it, then of course Lynnfield has the opportunity to get the three-point play. But Hummer gets the free throw, 30-28. Full court press by Lynnfield, and this is steal. And Lynnfield puts it up and in. We're tied up at 30 with 12 seconds left. MacArthur driving to the basket. Ball goes out of bounds. Wilmington ball with 8.1 seconds remaining in the game. We're tied at 30, and the Wildcats will call a timeout. 8.1 seconds left. We're all tied up at 30 as Lynnfield stole the ball on Wilmington's inbounds pass. And Lynnfield with 4 points when the team really needed it to tie up the game. But Wildcats have the ball with 8.1 seconds left. So we'll see what the strategy is. They could give the ball to MacArthur or Bruno. Probably to Karen MacArthur, although I really don't know who they're going to give it to. Maybe they'll give it to Kristen Flynn. The score is tied 30-30, so any basket, any point by the Wildcats will pretty much seal the game as long as the Wildcats waste enough time. In other words, 8.1 seconds is plenty of time for Wilmington to get a shot in and for Lynnfield to get a shot in. But if the Wildcats play the clock well, then they can get a shot. They can get 2 points in and win this game. We'll see what happens. 30-30 is the score. 8.1 seconds left. It'll be Wilmington ball underneath their own basket. They'll have an opportunity to win the game here. There's a high pass to Cipriani. He puts it up off the glass. No good. Rebounded. Both teams fighting for it. Lynnfield picks it up with 2 seconds left. And no shot. A foul call against Lindsay Bruno. And
Wildcat foul on number 12, Bruno, her 4th.
Beth Kapnis, the head coach of the Wildcats, can't believe it. The foul to me looked like it was committed after the buzzer had sounded. Ref certainly indicated and blew the whistle after the buzzer sounded, but apparently saying that, well, there's no time on the clock, so if the foul was in fact committed, if the foul was committed, that means it was committed with 1/10 of a second remaining on the clock, which seems extremely unlikely. There has to be some time left on the clock. If it's only 1/10 of a second, there has to be some time left. This is the game right here. She has to miss. DiLorenzo. It's for the game. Wildcats trying to distract her. Shots up, and it's no good. First shot's missed by DiLorenzo. 30-30 the score with no time left on the clock. Wildcats trying to distract DiLorenzo. The second shot is up. It's no good. DiLorenzo misses 2 free throws. And because of the fact that DiLorenzo, I guess, was going for a three-pointer, she gets 3 free throws, so she has to hit this one. DiLorenzo's third shot. She aims. The shot is up. And it's no good. DiLorenzo has missed 3 free throws, and the Wildcats have a second life as we are going to overtime.
In the regulation, it's 30-30.
What a game. We're going into overtime, 30-30. Still, even though DiLorenzo missed 3 free throws, I don't think that the foul should have been called because I don't think it was committed in regulation. If it was committed in regulation, there should have been at least some time left on the clock because it's either the foul was committed with time left on the clock or the foul was committed with no time left on the clock, which means it wasn't committed in regulation. It was committed after the buzzer had sounded. But it doesn't matter now. DiLorenzo missed 3 free throws, and special thanks have to be given to the Wildcat fans who cheered and jeered, or whatever you want to call it, pounded on the bleachers as hard as they possibly could, tried to distract DiLorenzo, who missed all 3 free throws, and certainly the pressure was on her, and it's pretty tough, you know, with that amount of pressure, whether you're a freshman, whether you're a senior, whether you're a professional athlete, to hit free throws like that. And so certainly it's not her fault that for Lynnfield anyway, DiLorenzo's fault that we're going to overtime. And it's a good thing for the Wildcats too, because otherwise the game would have been over on a controversial call too. So 4 minutes left on the clock in this overtime. 30-30 is the score. Jump ball, and it's controlled by Lynnfield. It's a bounce pass underneath the Hummer, who puts it up and in. Lynnfield scores first in this overtime. 3:50 left. It only took them 10 seconds to score the first point. Here's Bruno, who brings it up. Lindsey Bruno, the pass to Cipriani, who puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Lynnfield with 3:35 remaining. DiLorenzo passes it off to Hummer. Pass there to Haskell. And that ball almost goes out of bounds, saved by Lynnfield. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot goes up and it's no good. Knocked out of bounds. It's Wilmington ball. 3:11 remaining in the overtime period, as Cipriani checks out of the game, replaced by Megan Sullivan, who checks in. 32-30, Lynnfield on top by 2 points in the overtime. There's a pass, a long pass. They're going to have to chase it down. MacArthur chases it down and gets it, puts it up, and, in and out. And that pass thrown out of bounds, Wilmington ball. Exactly 3 minutes left on the clock. Emily King will inbound. It's King, Bruno, Sullivan, MacArthur, and Flynn on the court for Wilmington. King, bounce pass to Sullivan to get the ball inbounds. Sullivan to Flynn. Flynn bounce pass to King, and MacArthur puts the shot up and in. We're tied at 32 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the overtime period. It's a long pass, and it's picked off by Kristen Flynn. Here comes Kristen Flynn, calling her for traveling. 2:36 left now. And a timeout called by the Lynnfield Pioneers. While Lynnfield will have the ball after the timeout. 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the overtime, 32-32. After this overtime, if the score is still tied, I would imagine, I think it would go down as a tie. But it's also possible that there may be as many overtimes as necessary to decide the outcome of the game. But right now, very exciting game. 32-32, and it was Wildcats had a couple opportunities to win the game. They had a 10-point lead, then they had a 4-point lead with about 30 seconds left on the clock, and Lynnfield had was able to steal the inbounds pass after they had just hit 2 free throws to tie up the game at 30. But Lynnfield, of course, had their opportunities as well. DiLorenzo had 3 free throws. As difficult as that is to hit free throws under that amount of pressure, Lynnfield had almost as many, if not more, opportunities than Wilmington did to win this game. So both teams had their opportunities to put this game away in regulation. But it's going to overtime, and we'll see which team pulls out victorious, as Lynnfield with it. And it's almost picked off by Lindsey Bruno. And that pass a little wild, but Lynnfield stays with it. 2:22 left. Wildcats, heavy defense. Shot there is up and in. 34-32, 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in the overtime as Bruno brings it up. Bruno, pass to Flynn. Flynn's shot is no good. Bruno brings it back out. Coming up on 2 minutes left in the game. Bruno, bounce pass to Sullivan. Sullivan with it. The shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Lynnfield. Under 2 minutes to go. 34-32. Lynnfield on top, almost stolen by Bruno. Picked up by MacArthur. Gives it to King, to Bruno. Bruno drives to the basket. It's up and good. The foul is called and the basket counts. Lindsey Bruno with an unbelievable play. Drove to the basket. Got the shot to fall and got the foul. So she'll go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. And pressure somewhat on her. She has an opportunity. The score right now tied up at 34. She has an opportunity to give her team the lead pressure's on her, but certainly if she misses a shot, it's not that big of a deal because there's a minute 43 left in the game. The Wildcats have plenty of opportunities to take the lead. But here's Lindsey Bruno with a perfect opportunity to give the Wildcats a lead for the first time in this overtime. Bruno's shot is no good. Rebounded by Wilmington. Flynn puts it up, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. They give it to Lynnfield. A minute 38 left, 34 all. So Wildcats will try, I'm sure, to get this ball. Lynnfield drives to the basket and gets a shot in with a minute 30 left. 36-34, Lynnfield on top. Wildcats need to answer. Bruno, bounce pass. The shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Lynnfield, and Flynn tried to get the ball. There's a shot there, the pass there rather. The shot is up, and it's good. Lynnfield takes a 4-point lead with a minute 8 left. There's a pass there, stolen, put up, no good. Rebounded by Lynnfield. Wildcats need this ball. There's less than a minute to go. The shot is up there, and it's in. A 6-point lead for Lynnfield with 52 seconds left. 40-34, Bruno with it, bringing it up. They're going to need some three-pointers. Bruno can hit the three-pointers. 43 seconds left. We'll see what the Wildcats can do. Bruno for 2, it's no good. Gets it back, MacArthur puts it up, no good. Flynn with it, 33 seconds left. And Lynnfield gets the ball. Foul call against Lindsey Bruno. 30.1 seconds left on the clock. 40-34, Lynnfield on top.
Wildcat foul on number 12. Bruno, that's 5 personal fouls.
And Bruno, unfortunately, picked up her 5th personal foul, which means, I believe that means that she is fouled out of the game. And waiting for a replacement. So there are only 4 Wildcats, and staff here will come in to replace Lindsey Bruno. 30.1 seconds left on the clock. Still, you know, Wilmington can still come back, pending these free throws. Even if the free throws do fall, anything's possible. The Wildcats just need a couple 3-pointers. But certainly the advantage is in Lynnfield's favor. They have a 6-point lead. And Wilmington will have to act quickly with 30.1 seconds left, and Lynnfield shooting, I believe, the 1-and-1. Wilmington will have to go for some 3-pointers, or they could go, I guess, try to get some jump shots and then get some steals. But I think the easiest route would be to go for the 3-pointers. The question is, who will be shooting the 3-pointers if, in fact, the Wildcats decide to go for the 3? Bruno usually is pretty good from 3-point land, but unfortunately she's fouled out, so that maybe Megan Sullivan, she took a 3-point shot earlier in the game, but she missed. But Sullivan may be a good outside shooter. I'm not sure. Kristen Flynn, maybe Karen MacArthur. I'm not really sure who the Wildcats will give the ball to if, in fact, they decide to go for 3 points. But who knows what the strategy is. Wildcats, I'm sure, will have still try to win this game. First free throw is up, and it's good. 41-34, 7-point Wildcat lead. 7-point Lynnfield lead, rather. Sorry about that. 7-point Lynnfield lead, 41-34. Second shot's up, and it's good. All right, 8-point lead, 42-34. And that's stolen by Lynnfield. Shots up off the glass, no good. And it's Wilmington ball. 24.3 seconds left. 8-point Lynnfield lead. Wildcats have to act quickly. Staffier to Sullivan. Sullivan puts it up for 3. No good. Rebounded by MacArthur. That shot rolls around the rim and no good. 12 seconds left. Shots put up and in. So 42-36 and 6 seconds left on the clock. 4 seconds left. 2 seconds and 1 second left, and the game is over. Lynnfield wins at 42-36 on a tough loss for the Wildcats. An unfortunate loss, too. A tough loss to have to take.
42, Wildcats 36.
Lynnfield did pretty well in the overtime, getting, well, even in the last couple seconds of the second half, getting 4 points in a matter of seconds to tie up the game and force it to an overtime. And then in the overtime, scoring 6 points. And Wilmington loses this one, a tough loss, like I said, 42-36, and it's always tough when it's an overtime loss like this. But of course, the Wildcats, just have to get past this game. Just think about the remainder of the season. It's still early in the season, so a loss like this isn't really a big deal. Nothing to get too upset about, because the Wildcats have a full 16 or 17 games left, and from this point on, they're going to just have to be thinking about the rest of the schedule. So, all right, it's a tough loss, but you have to look beyond this loss and go for the rest of the season, and try your best and see how well the Wildcats can finish off. So it is a tough loss tonight from Lynnfield, but of course the season is far from over, and Wilmington will have plenty of opportunities to show what they're made of throughout this season. So Wildcats unfortunately don't win this game, but their record is now 1-2. Lynnfield now still undefeated, 3-0. Next Wildcat home game, I believe, would be on. It's probably not for a week or so, because of next week is Christmas. That's going to be it from Wilmington High School. I'm Chris Cassidy for cameraman Tom Walsh. That's it from Wilmington High School. Have a great night, everyone. Tom Walsh will be doing the play-by-play. And so that's it here from Wilmington High School. Wildcats.